Hey YouTube, what's up? This is your man Sonny Wayne Fella, the YouTube channel just for you. Remember now, I say it's just for you. We had a beautiful day today. I bet where you are, you might have had a beautiful day as well. The sun was up, it was windy, it was just pretty, perfect, and I really enjoyed this day. There's something that I've been struggling with for some time now, and I decided today to talk about it. And it is the United States versus Liberia, or vice versa, Liberia versus the United States. I know a lot of people would say, America is a well-developed country. It's the number one, so to speak. But there are things in Liberia that are much better than those in America. And as I say, vice versa. So there are things here in the States too that are better off than things in Liberia. So I just want to talk about, few instances and things that we've experienced living here in the States and also while visiting Liberia or when we lived in Liberia, what we experienced as well. Liberia is a unique country. It's a beautiful country. It's on the west coast of Africa. Um, I believe a lot of people have gone to Liberia and they tend to love it very, very much because of the greenery, the beautiful scenery. People are very appreciative. They are very helpful. They would love to do things for you. They are hospitable. I tell you the truth, they are truly hospitable. They'll do whatever you ask them and they will do it for you regardless of the circumstances. So Liberians are very good people. Very, very good people. The country, if you went up interior to visit, you will see the tropical areas, the green forests, the rain, and we have two seasons, the rainy season and the dry season. And it is so pretty, it's so beautiful over there. Um, I love it because that's where I was born. I love it because that's where my parents are from. I love it because that's where I grew up. I just love it because it is my home. And there are so much good things that come out of Liberia. So many good things. There, if you look at, situations we call, freedom. In Liberia, there are a lot of freedom, you know, but just to talk a little bit about the USA, America. America is a beautiful country. They do have beautiful scenery as well. Like in Georgia, they have tropical rainforests, as I would consider it, because they do have a lot of forests here, and it's a beautiful place. It is developed, well developed. They have good roads. The people here too are kind. They are hospitable in a way. Um, Once they like you, you definitely going to show it to you. But if they don't like you, you will know. They're not going to be hypocrites to pretend like they like you, and then knowing that even though some of them do actually, some of them they will show their white teeth to you when you're passing by them, but their heart is dark. So you have to be mindful of that too. Hypocrisy is a lot here as well. But today I wanted to talk about, as I mentioned, the United States versus Liberia. And there are a few things I'm going to talk about. One is housing. Here in the States, if you claim to own a house here, you must have a lot of money. Because if you purchase a house in America, it takes you 30 years before you can finish paying for that house. And you might be paying two, three times more than what the house was sold to you for. And some people, if they have money and they can pay a little more for their homes or their houses, they give them for 15 years and they expect you before the end of that 15 years to have finished paying for that house. So it is very expensive here to own a house. And if you are fortunate to even use the word purchase a house or take a house on credit or loan from a bank, every time they will tell you the interest rate have increased. So if you purchase a house and it was you'll be paying $2,500 a month for that house, guess what? Within the next 2-3 months, you'll be paying $2,615. And then when you ask why, they will tell you the housing interest, the interest on housing here in the states have increased, or in the state have increased because of the federal bank or whatever have increased in the taxes. So for that reason, you have to pay more taxes, increasing the payment of your home or the mortgage for your home. Also, you have to pay house insurance. There's no way you can purchase a house in America without insurance, because everything, you must be protected. That's what they want you to do. So if your house burned down, the insurance will pay for almost everything that is in your house plus the house. So you have to pay for house insurance. And if you have a light pole standing in your yard, you have to pay for that light pole. If you have a sewage underground close to your house, you have to pay for that. You also have to pay utility bills, light bills, very expensive. Sometimes you pay $300, $400, $500 a month just for light bill. Also for garbage bill, you pay about $75 a month for garbage. Because you can't keep garbage around your house. You will have to have containers that you pay for, and then they will come and pick it up and take it away. On some days, mine is on Thursdays, but some other people maybe on Wednesdays, Tuesdays, Mondays, I don't know. But that's how it is when it comes to housing in America. But comparing it to Liberia, if you went to Liberia or you are in Liberia and you got some money and you put up a structure, a nice house that you feel comfortable with, it is your house. Maybe there they pay taxes on homes. I don't know, because I've never paid taxes on home before. But there are people maybe who have paid taxes or are paying taxes for their homes that they build. But looking at the amount of homes that are built that are decent homes and those that are shacks, I don't know whether those shacks pay taxes. I'm not sure of that. So that's the difference here with America and Liberia. Liberia, you pay bills, yeah. When we have water running and we have electricity and stuff, yeah, people pay bills, but not as high as America. I don't know about anybody paying light bill in Liberia for $500 a month, or paying water bill for $400 a month, or paying for cable, TV for $300-$400 a month. I don't know. Maybe DSTV might be charging, but I don't know if it charged that amount. So looking at the comparison, you have a lot of opportunities in America, where there are a lot of jobs that you can get, and you are paid well. But what happened is, at the end of the day, every month the government take out taxes from your salary or your wages. They take a certain percentage for from your wages. They take up all kind of taxes, maybe 3-4 different kind of taxes. And then the unfortunate thing is, after you work the entire year, and at the end of the year, when they tell you to file in your taxes, if you make a little bit more than they expect, after taking all the taxes from your money, they owe you. They charge you again. They tell you that you owe the government $2,000, $3,000, and you have to pay that. You can imagine that you work 12 months after taking all of the taxes they want to take out. At the end of the year, they tell you to file your taxes, and then when you file those taxes, they tell you that you owe the government because you made a certain amount of money. I don't seem to understand it, but that's how it is here. But in Liberia, I know when you take pay, you work with the government or whatever, they charge you taxes. But at the end of the year, they don't tell you to file in taxes and then you owe the government of Liberia. You don't do that, because I worked there before myself. And I never paid like that. I know out of my pay, my wages or whatever I worked for, they took out some percentage of taxes. But at the end of the year, they did not send me a paper and say, file in your taxes. And then when I filed it, they tell me, oh, you owe us, after taking all those taxes out of the money. So that's the comparison I want you to look at as well. And then we also talk about mailboxes. There's some minor things. I don't know how many of us in Liberia or how many people in Liberia have mailboxes there. But here in America, they have mailboxes in all of the subdivisions. And everywhere you go, actually, they have mailboxes. The mailboxes must be certain height. They must have certain color. So that means if everybody in this community have black mailbox, everyone here must have black mailboxes. you must paint your bags black. If you paint it another color, you're going to have a problem. They're going to fine you for it. In Liberia, if your house is, not painted, you are not chastised, you are not fined for it. Here in America, if your house is not painted according to what they want you to do, you will be fined for it. They will tell you first, go and find somebody to paint it. And just a piece of wood, just one of the piece of wood on the eve of the house, they charge you $800 to $1,000 just to paint, not the entire surrounding of the house. I said just one corner, just one side of that wood. You pay $800 to $1,000 to paint it. But in Liberia, they don't seem to bother anybody. If you can afford it, fine. If you can't afford it, then it's okay. So you see the houses here in the subdivisions and in the city, they are all pretty in America because they are well painted and they continue to maintain it. They have this thing called home maintenance where they maintain the very homes. If anything in your yard, if your grass is not cut properly, if you don't do stuff that they expect you to do here in America, in the U.S., you are fined, or they will tell you to do it, and after a certain time, if you don't do it, they start to fine you per day. So now they tell you $25 a day, and you definitely would love to go ahead and do it. But in Liberia, we don't do that. If you don't cut your grass, yeah, the city mayor might tell you to do it, but if you don't do it, I don't think they're going to fine you. If you don't paint your houses, I don't think they're going to bother you for it because they feel that you don't have the money. So they won't trouble you. But in America, you are definitely in big trouble if you don't do it. Also vehicles. Here in the States, in the U.S.A., we purchase vehicles, or we say we purchase vehicles, unless you are wealthy, where you can go and pay $40,000, $38,000, $20,000 down to buy you a vehicle. But most time you get a loan from the government, from a bank actually, and you get this vehicle, but you have to pay car note every month. And if you miss car note 2-3 times, they retrieve the car, they repossess the car, and it's no more yours. So if you pay for this car for 1 year, if you're supposed to pay for it for 4 years, and they give it to you, and then you miss 2 or 3 payments, and you have paid for this car for 3.5 years, or maybe 2 months to the end of you paying for this car, they will repossess the car. They will take the car from you. And then all the money that you spend paying for this car is meaningless, is useless. Is no benefit to you, even though you use the car, but then you can't own the car anymore. So then they repossess the car and then it's no more yours. And that spoils your credit as well. It goes on your credit and damages your credit. Here in America, if your credit is bad, it's very difficult for you to get a house, to get you a car, to get you anything decent. You can't do it. And even if your credit is bad and you want to get a car, yeah, you might get a car. But guess what? The interest rate will go through the roof. You will be paying so high for that vehicle. So if it's a 2010 vehicle and you don't have a good credit, you might be paying 24, 25% or 27 or 28% actually for that car, carrying your payment very, very high. And that is a problem. So they will tell you, yeah, if you don't have good credit, come, but guess what? You're going to pay the penalty for it. You're going to really suffer it. In Liberia, if you have a car and you maybe, if you have the money, 5,000-6,000, you can get you a car. If you want a newer car, I believe you do the same. You pay per month there as well. But most cars in Liberia, you can pay 5,000, 6,000 down, you get a car. Because most of those cars, they are used cars. I mean, majority, they have some brand new cars there, but most of the used ones, you pay like that. And those cars, you have to have insurance on your vehicle here in the States. And if you don't have your insurance on your vehicle, the police stop you and you don't have insurance, they will tow your car, take you out of the car, tow the car to an impounding lot. And then every day that that car stays at that impounding lot, you're going to pay $25 to $50 a day. So that means if you don't have the money right away to pay to release your car, you're going to end up paying a lot of money to relieve that car. And the thing is, if you don't have insurance or driver license, you have to go and take care of those things first, pay for them, then the police send you to the impounding lot, and then the impounding lot give you their bill, and you have to pay. So you'll be running into thousands of dollars if you're not careful. So many people leave their cars, they just let their cars go, and then the police go and auction them for cheaper prices. That's what happened here. In Liberia, I bet they really don't have impounding lot there. The police take it to the headquarters or wherever, and then you can negotiate and get your car back. But unlike America, you can't do that here. You can't go and bargain with anyone here to get your car. Like in Liberia, you can bargain. You can talk to people if you want to buy a pair of shoes and it's $50. You can tell them I got $45 or I got $40, and you guys can talk about it, and you might get it for the $40. But yeah, in America, if it's $50 and you say you got 40, you are wasting your time because nobody going to give that shoes to you for $40. And even the point is, even if you went there and the shoes is $50, guess what? You cannot pay. You're not going to pay $50 because they won't tell you how much percentage of tax is added to that $50 in order for you to get that shoes. So if you went to purchase you a pair of shoes, you better carry $60 with you because they're going to add taxes to the amount. So if you say $50 for the shoes and you took $50 with you, you're not going to get that shoes. But in Liberia, if you took $50 for a pair of shoes that is being sold for $50, you can get that shoes for $50, or you can even get it for $40 or $45. So that's the comparison with America and Liberia. Also, we talk about bills. Here in the States, you pay a whole lot of bills. You pay water bill, you pay light bill, you pay cable bill, you pay insurance bill, you pay car insurance, you pay for your car note, and you pay for your house mortgage. You just pay a whole lot of bills here. In a month time, sometimes you pay $7,000 just on bill alone. I mean, let's say about just in a year time, you'll be paying maybe $8,000, $9,000 just on bill. A month, here in the States, just our bill per month, we pay $1,500 just on bills. Not car note, not mortgage, not insurance, car insurance, no, just not house insurance. It's just the water bill, the light bill, the sewage bill, the cable bill, the cell phone bill. It goes up to about $1,500 every month. And you have to pay. If not, those things will be taken away from you. You won't get the incentives. In Liberia, some people I see owning 2 cell phones. Yeah, in America, one iPhone here is over $1,000 for one iPhone. And you can get it on credit, but you have to pay every month along with the service that you are using it, and the service that you are consuming. So you have to pay for that. But in Liberia, you don't have to go through that. You purchase your phone for $120, depending if you want good phone, $200, $250 for a good phone. And guess what? You go to Orange or wherever they call it, you get you can go around on the street, people pass around, you buy the card, you put the number in, and then you can use your phone. So you don't have to pay anybody any bill at the end of the month. But yeah, in America, you have to pay bill every month for your cell phone, the payment and the service of that cell phone. And if you're going to own 2 cell phones, the Verizon and T-Mobile, you're going to be paying a whole lot of money for Verizon. That's the same thing with T-Mobile or AT&T or whatever service group you are with. You're going to be paying for them extra. So that's the differences with Liberia and the U.S.A. Also, we talk about college tuition. Year I hear that in Liberia, you can go to LU, the University of Liberia, free of charge, right? That's what we hear. But here in the States, there's no free college here. All right? If you went and you file in for financial aid, you're going to get it. Sometimes, not all the time. And they even give you a limit. You can get financial aid for a certain time. If you don't finish college or you keep dragging your feet, 3-4 times they pay, they're not going to pay for you anymore. You have to be down on your own. And you have to pay back 2 times or more of the financial aid that they give you. So if it's they give you $10,000 or $20,000 for 2 years or for 4 years, at the end of the day, you're going to pay that $20,000 plus interest. So it is not free. There's no college in America that is free. You will pay, okay? And if you don't pay, they take you to court and they're going to make you pay it. They're going to take it out of your salary, your wages or whatever. Or maybe they're going to, whatever they can do to get the money out of you, they're going to send you to credit bureau, and those credit people are going to add their own percentage on it. So I remember it happened to me here in the States. I went to the Northwestern University. I was trying to get my master's, and then I credited $4,000, and I started to pay $100 a month. But then they stopped contacting me. They stopped sending me the payment. And then after about a year, I got a bill for $16,000 that I had to pay. So I'm still paying that 16,000 today, being what, 4 or 5 years, and I'm still paying that $16,000. Even though whatever you can afford, you can negotiate it concerning that payment. But that's what they do. They help you. But if you don't get in contact with them to let them know that you understand and you agree to the terms and condition, you're going to pay more. So the best thing here in America, if you owe someone or owe credit card or whatever, get in touch with them immediately when they contact you, because if not, you're going to be paying exorbitantly. You're going to pay 2 times, 3 times, 4 times more than you actually should be paying. So that's one thing here about student loan. They call it college tuition. It is not free. There's no college in America that is free. Also, the prices of things. We see in Liberia, when we were there, we bought some water. We used to consider it imported water. We're paying $27 for a crate. All right. Maybe in America, they might say, oh, it's not imported, but water here that we purchased is $3.98. So comparing $27 because it was imported to $3.98 here in America, 40 bottles for $3.98. And you can get 30 bottles in Liberia for $27. So you can see the math, the comparison right there is more expensive. I think looking at it from the Liberian perspective and American perspective, if you're buying 30 bottles of water for $27, $28 and you're buying it here in America for $3.98, it's a vast difference. Even food stuff, like Liberia, you can spend $5 a day and you can eat a decent meal. You can spend like for your living condition, like your refrigerator to run it, or your to get some cold water, or to buy soda or pop as people call them here. They are less expensive in Liberia in a way, because you can send $20 to a store and you can buy drinks for many people. But yeah, in America, some of the drinks here, like prices have gone up. Before we used to buy a 12 can of pop here for $2.50. Now, if you don't have $6, $7, $8, you're not going to get it. So it is expensive. A lot of stuff, like in Liberia, we bought a full topping pizza for $18. Here in America, if you buy a full topping pizza, you'll be spending $28 or more, $30 or $35. So looking at the food situation in Liberia, you can get a pound of meat for, I bet, maybe 250 Liberian dollars, which is hardly maybe $1, less than $1 here. I don't know in Liberia, but here in the States, a pound of meat here, or beef, here you'll be paying almost $16 for a little pound of meat here, beef here, to have a decent meal. So it is expensive. Yeah, like in that way. If even chicken here, in Liberia, you can get chicken. No one was there. We bought pieces of chicken for maybe $1 for a whole bunch of chicken. Here in America, if you went to the store to purchase your platter of chicken, you will be paying about $13, $12 for a platter of chicken. It's expensive. So if you went to buy clothes here, and just remember that everything you purchase here, there are taxes. If you buy food here, there are tax to it. So if you went to the store and you only have $5 to buy your pound of meat, $5 won't give it to you. As I said previously, you have to pay taxes on it. So when you go in, carry at least $6, $7 with you for $5 meat, because beef, because if not, you're not going to get it, because there are taxes to everything. If you went there to purchase a pair of shoes and it's $50, $50 won't give it to you, because it might be $52.50. So that's how in Liberia it is not like that. I know we purchased a lot of things in Liberia and we didn't hear anybody talking about taxes. They will only tell you this is how much it costs, and that's what you pay, and that is beautiful. Also, looking at law and order, there are law and order here in the States. I don't see people driving on the sidewalk. I don't see people going opposite each other on the same lane. They stop light. People abide by it. There are rules and regulations that govern this country, United States of America, that you cannot violate it, even to the point of your life. If you violate certain rule, you could get killed for it, because if a police stop you for running a red light or a stop light, or he stop you because he felt you are wanted, or you have a warrant of arrest for you, or your tire is smooth, or your one of your light is busted up, or whatever, and you resist, they can kill you for it, which is against the law here, but it happens, and most time people are free. If a police officer do these things, nothing come out of it. They will go to court, and then most time they are let go. Very few times they are held accountable, but most time they let you go. But in Liberia, the police, they are now fully equipped. They are now well equipped. They don't have vehicles to chase after you if you ran or stop light. They don't have those kind of immunities, so it makes it more difficult to keep law and order in Liberia than America. Here, the police are well equipped. They have more than enough vehicles that they can use. They are well trained. All of them have guns, not just guns. They have guns, not only a pistol. They have rifles and everything in the vehicle, at the back of the vehicle. So they are well equipped to protect this country, America. But Liberia, we don't have those things. Okay, so that's little comparison. So there are law and order here in America, but in Liberia, we don't see it that way because the police and those that should be manning and taking care of the country don't have the equipment to protect Liberia the way it should. Or when criminals commit crime and stuff, and most time, even one time I remember we were talking about motorbike passing in our yard because we didn't have fence around our house, and there was a police officer sitting at the back of one of these motorbikes. And when we told them that that was not a road, that was not a street, they shouldn't use it anymore, the policeman said, then you guys should build fence around your house. And even if you build fence around, you don't even know if you will be safe. It was a police officer making that statement. So you see, the law and order in Liberia is completely different from the law and order here in America. Because if you violate the laws and order here, you will be held responsible. The and the differences between relationships like and love. Most time I realize that here in the United States, if a person desire or lady, they will usually use the word in order to date for a while. If they are about to get married or they reach the level of marriage, that's when they use the word love. But we realize that in Liberia, love is very easy to come by. The first thing when we like a lady, we tell her we love you. But in the USA, they use the word like. They consider love as a very heavy word, like a very deep word. You don't play with that a whole lot in the United States. But in Liberia, as I said, if you like a lady, you use the word I love you. But it's considered different here in the States. So you can't just go to a lady and say I love you. She will wonder what's wrong with you. But most time they will use the word like. Also, in Liberia, if you got hurt or maybe while walking and you stump your toes or you hit a table with your foot or you fell or something happened to you, the first thing we'll tell you is sorry. We will tell you sorry right away, for hurting yourself or being hurt. But in the States, they will use the word, are you okay? The statement, are you okay? Or the phrase, are you okay? They won't use sorry. They will use, are you okay? And that seems to be a little bit different for me because most time we use the word sorry for things that happen, but they would ask you, are you okay? In the USA, you cannot look at a person for a long time, especially a lady. You can't just stand and see someone standing up there and just start to look at them. Even men, you just can't do it. It becomes a problem. It becomes an issue, and people just don't like that. But in Liberia, you can look at a person, from head to toe. If you like that person or for whatever reason, you can look at him or her as long as you wish, and it seems to have no problem. But in the USA, there is a problem. You can't just look at someone continuously. You could be reported to the police and they can arrest you for it.
here in the USA, kids, you can't find them outside. You mainly find them inside their homes or at a playground with the parents. You can't just find kids playing outside just anytime and any place. Because for whatever reason, it seems that it might be dangerous. People do trafficking and stuff. So people are very protective of the children here in the States, in the USA. If you went to a store and you see a parent chastising the daughter or son, those around would definitely get involved. They don't like the idea. If it's other things, they would not say anything. If it meant, if, grown people having problem, they would stand there for a little bit and walk away. But if it's a kid, people get involved and want to find out why is our kid crying. So in the States, but in Liberia, our kids can walk outside, they can play nafu, they can play husker, they can play, do whatever, soccer, without even their parents being around. And it is okay. People are not afraid. So there's some freedom that we have there in Liberia that is so unique in itself. So that's some differences that we find here in the U.S. with Liberia. In the U.S., people work a lot. Okay, they work a whole lot. Most people go to work 5:30 in the morning, and they won't be back until 8 o'clock at night. They work 12 hours a day. It is so hard. They really struggle because if you don't do that, you're not going to live a decent life in the USA. Living in the USA is tough. You have to work and work and work. And most time you don't even have the time to play because you work a whole lot. But in Liberia, you go to work 9 o'clock by 5, or if you go to work at 8, by 4 you are out. You go home. You don't work 12 hours there in Liberia, so they still give you time. And we find out sometime too when people go to work and they leave for lunch, they take an hour or two. But in the States, you get 15 minutes each time. Sometimes they give you two separate breaks, 15 minutes each, and they just 30 minutes in whole. You work, and for those, after that, you go back to work and you continue to work until you clock out. Even though in America too, people work from 8 to 5. I mean 9 to 5, and from 8 to 4 in the late afternoon. It does happen here too, in the USA. But you find out even if you do that, you still have maybe 15 minutes or 30-minute break, and that's it. And you go back to work and you have to work. They will pay you, but you have to work for that pay. It's not just something that you will go there and then relax and think that you will get that pay. If you don't make a report appropriately, you will have to redo it and you will be in problem. So here in the USA is very, very stressful. I tell you the truth, it is very stressful. Every time you have to be worrying about the next day, what you're going to do at work, how things going to be. Your bills have to be paid. You have to live a life that is above reproach. In the States, is so stressful in America. I tell you the truth. Because you always have to watch your back. You always have to be looking over your shoulder. If you're driving and you're not careful, there's a police standing somewhere, or cop car or motorbike somewhere in the corner, and waiting to see to chase after you if you did something that they feel that is not right in a way. They just everything here in the States. It seems that it's just so hard to be able to live a life that you feel is more relaxing and happy. Yeah, you go to the restaurant once in a while to eat, but guess what? You have to pay that huge tip. You eat, 300-hour food with your family or whatever. You have to be kept ready to pay $70 or more for tip because it is written on the receipt. So if you don't pay, I don't know if they will hold you responsible, but just be careful the next time you go there. You might not have that service that you got the first time. So, but in Liberia, it's less stressful, even though there is some stress, like the driving and the traffic. But I'm sure as time goes by and the various streets and roads are made ready, they are all constructed appropriately, properly. I'm sure the traffic will be less difficult in Liberia. I understand there are a lot of motorbikes. We don't see those things here. It's not there here in the States. We don't have a whole lot of motorbikes jamming the street or keke and whatnot. You don't find a whole lot of that here in the States. But in Liberia, we have a lot of motorbikes. We have a lot of keke. You don't find a lot of old, cars driving the streets of America because they have this emission test you have to take in some states like Atlanta, Georgia, and California, and other states. So they try to check and make sure that your car is in good running condition. It's not pumping out a whole lot of smoke and it's giving out a lot of, stuff that the carbon dioxide stuff that will hurt the atmosphere. But in Liberia, I don't think there's any restriction on that. I think people drive whatever they can find, whether it's the car is completely messed up or broken down or beat up, they still drive it whatever way they want. So that's some of the differences we have. Also, we talk about taxes, okay? Here in the States, in the USA, people pay taxes for whatever they purchase, or even if you work, you pay taxes. So in Liberia, I bet that they pay taxes as well. But most time, I don't know those that are selling on the street and those that are selling chicken and little stuff on the side of the street, whether they pay taxes to the government, I'm not sure. Maybe when they go to the stores to purchase their produce to be able to sell, maybe they do pay taxes there. But once they take it to the street and you went there to purchase from them, I'm not sure you pay taxes because I don't think I ever paid taxes when I went on the street to purchase my food or clothing or whatever. I don't believe that I did. Here in the States, you also have, garbages are properly managed. They just don't have garbage everywhere. Even though you will find few stuff along the way once in a while, but they have people from prison or people who have went to court and they told them they had to do some community service work and they go about cleaning the streets and picking up papers and whatnot. So you'll see those orange vest people passing around with bags and stuff, and they go around cleaning the various streets and places so that there won't be garbage all over the place. And at our various homes, as I mentioned, we have garbage containers that people use. They put a garbage in and they come and pick it up and you pay about 75, $80 a month. So that's the difference here because that's one little problem Liberia is faced with that we all need to combine and see if we can do something about it. Even though when it is talked about, there are others that are not too happy about it. But that's the fact. That's reality. It's happening, and we all need to rally around, try to encourage those in positions that will be able to clean the city because that's all we want. We want our country to be clean of garbages. That's our desire. This is not bad muffing anyone, but just to make sure that Monrovia is clean and healthy for those who live there and for those of us who might want to go back home in the future. Because I tell you the truth, there are so many of us who are wanting to return to Liberia. And I bet you in the next 10 years, you will have a whole lot of Liberians in Liberia returning home. Also, we have a lot of overcrowded city. Monrovia is overcrowded. Ganta, I understand, Banga, Kakata, these places are overcrowded. Why is this way, I don't know, but there are so many people that are in Monrovia that I just don't understand where they came from and why they're all in Monrovia and why everyone wants to live in Monrovia. We have other cities that we can live in, like Greenville, Sino County, Grand G. There we have Zwedru. We have all of these other Grand Bassa. We have Buchanan. We have Kakata. We have Banga. We have a lot of places that people can live and make living as the same way like Monrovia. But I don't know why everybody wants to live in Monrovia. If you are in Atlanta, Georgia, you don't see that crowdedness. You don't see people everywhere doing their own thing. No, you don't. Yes, in the city, the proper city of Atlanta, you see people there. There are homeless people a lot. I don't see that in Liberia. That's one amazing thing. You really don't see a whole lot of homeless people, even though some people who don't have a place they live in old broken down houses, but at least they still have shelter over their head. But in America, you will see people sleeping by the side of on the side of the street, and it's just terrible. So that's some of the differences that we find also, and even land issue in America. Land is very expensive. You can get a piece of land in America for less than $100,000. You would definitely pay exorbitantly for a piece of land. So that's why when a house is built on a piece of land, maybe a little half lot, not even quite a lot, they charge you four, five, $600,000 for that house, including the piece of land. So if you sell the house, you are selling the land as well. But in Liberia, you can get a nice piece of land for $1,300, $1,250. But if you want to buy something like in the city center around Monrovia, the immediate Monrovia area, you might be paying $5,000 for a lot, or maybe a little more, because I understand that some of those who want to build stores and stuff along the streets of Monrovia, they pay a little more. But I don't know if they pay 100, 150, $200,000 for a piece of land. So it is a little bit expensive here in the States when it comes to land. And in Liberia, we see medical bills. It's not very expensive. You can take someone to the doctor and you pay $100, $200, $300, $400, even up to $1,000 for medical bills in Liberia. But in the U.S., if you took someone to the doctor, you will be paying sometimes $100,000, sometimes $200,000. You'll be $75,000. You pay a whole lot of money. Even if you have insurance and you went to the doctor, you will have to pay copay. All right, you have to pay $30, $25, depending on the kind of insurance you have. And then after that, you still have insurance, but you will definitely have to pay for your medication. It's not free. Even if the insurance will pay some of it, you're going to pay some as well. So having insurance is just to cut off some money from the top, but you will still pay certain amount towards that. So it's very, very important. The differences between Liberia and the USA. You can see it now. I those my subscribers. I want to say thank you for subscribing and continue to stick with me. And those of you who have maybe come by my video mistakenly, I want to say thank you for stopping by, and I hope and pray that you subscribe and continue to be with me, because there are so much more coming from your way from where this one came from. So that's something I just want to encourage you to do. So thank you so very much. Excuse me. In the USA, when you are 70 years old, you continue to work. All right, you continue to work because it's so expensive living here. It's so hard living in the USA. 70 plus continue to go to work almost every day. They work to their bones because it is bills. You have to pay your bills if you will live in a home, unless you stay on the street. So if you want to live in a home and you need stuff that will help you out, like light and water and stuff, you have to keep working. But in Liberia, when you are about 70 years old, most time you don't work. Most time you stay with your kids take care of you. Even in America, Liberians and other nationalities, our parents live with us. When they get older, if they can't work, they get older, they live in our homes and we take care of them until otherwise ordered. But in Liberia, once you can live with your parents from day zero or day one straight through whatever age you are at, and no one gonna ask you to leave. You can live there as long as you want, and your parents not gonna put you out. You can live with your parents. So it's the same in America. It's not like that. If you are a child and you live with your parents up to 18 years old, if you don't leave, most of them going to ask you to leave. They will ask you to leave their home once you turn 18. 18, you'll become an adult, so you leave your parents home when you're 18. So that's the differences. I just want to let you know that's the differences with Liberia and America. It is so impressive to understand that America is a beautiful country and Liberia is a beautiful country as well. So I want you to please leave a comment and tell me where is best to live. Where do you think you would prefer living? The USA or Liberia? You've heard the comparison, and I bet these things, I know there are more that I could add, but I decided to do these few and to just find out from you where you think is best to live. Because I know, but I'm not going to say it. So you tell me, leave me comments and let me know, and we're going to talk about it in my next video. Thank you, and I hope you stick with me, subscribers. Keep subscribing. Keep subscribing. Thank you, and thank you.